Your mindset shapes how you respond to people and events to affect your outcomes within your life. This is what Carl Dweck said in his book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, that was made in 2007. My name is Michael Morris, and this is my final presentation for my interpersonal communications course at Youngstown State University. And I chose this book for the self-improvement assignment because I feel like that you should be able to control your mind. If you can't control your mind, you're just a feather in the wind waiting for life to blow you from happy place to sad place to happy place to sad place. Because if you can't control your mind, then you can't control anything. You can't control the weather. You can't control the people who talk to you. You can't control so many other things. The only thing that you can really control is your mind, and that mind will help you control everything else. So if you can't control that, you're pretty much screwed in life, and that's one of the things that Dweck went over in his book. Uh, so how this book relates to things we learned in this class. It relates with the self-fulfillment prophecy, which is what we learned, and how to deal with internal conflict going through life. And the three main points I'm going to be talking about is a growth versus fixed mindset, seeing the opportunity and failure, and learning that having a growth mindset is a gradual journey and it just doesn't happen overnight. So let's get into the first point, which is a growth versus fixed mindset. Dweck said in the book that these two mindsets are quote for quote, the underlying beliefs people have about learning and intelligence. This was on page 67 in his book. Now, this means that having a growth mindset is different from having a fixed mindset. Having a fixed mindset means that you're content where you're at in your life. You don't want to push forward, you just want to stay where you're at. You don't really care about learning anything else. Well, having a growth mindset is thinking to yourself that you're capable of more. You're very curious. You want to learn new things. You want to try different things. You want to see this, how this works, see how that works. So you want to learn as you go. And as you go on, you're going to have a journey where having a growth mindset is crucial, to be a part of your life. Because without a growth mindset, you're not going to be able to achieve the goals you want to achieve, and you're just going to be stuck where you're at. And that's what Dweck really said in this book that really stood out. And so that is the first point. Now that's over, let's go into the second point, which is seeing the opportunity in failure. When people fail, they just give up. It's over, forget about it, done. People don't see the opportunity in that. You can learn so much from failing because when you fail, you have to take it as an experience that you can learn from. You got to learn from your mistakes, and that's what people at the top 1% of money, that's what they did. They failed so many times and failed in so many ways to get to their business to the top, but eventually they made it there because they were persistent. You're going to fail over and over again, but it depends on how persistent you are. Dweck said in his book that progress is nothing, that without progress, there's no perfection. So he's basically saying that progress is way more important than perfection because as there's progress, here's the progress line, and perfection's over here. There's going to be failures here. There's going to be some wins here that push you forward. These failures are going to take you 3 steps back, go forward, backward. That's how it is. That's how progress is. But it's so, it's so important that you learn from your failures and from your mistakes. And that's what makes life worth living. And because seeing the opportunity and failure, you get to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. So for the third and final point, now that point's over, let's get into the last one, which is that a growth mindset is a gradual journey over time. You don't just get it overnight. You got to work for it. You got to read books. You got to do research. You got to do this. You got to do that. Whatever that you're passionate about, you want to be the baddest person at what you do, then you have to go get it. You have to do it at times that nobody else is doing it. For example, going to work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody else is doing that, but you're going to go do it. Why? Because you have a growth mindset and you're going to be at the top one day and nobody's going to stop you from doing it. So, like having that growth mindset doesn't come naturally. Maybe it might come naturally with some people, but as you get older, you know, that growth mindset increases as you learn new things, as you try different experiences, and then you finally find that thing that you're passionate about and you just go forward on it. That really relies with the self-fulfilling prophecy, as I talked about, because if you want to go forward with something, you have to be the best version that you're at of yourself in order to go for it. And that's why having that self-fulfilling prophecy, to where you feel self-fulfilled about yourself, you got to keep going, but you can't feel contempt, because once you feel contempt, you're falling into that realm of a fixed mindset. You can't do that. So that was my presentation for my interpersonal communication course about my self improvement assessment. I hope you really guys really enjoyed it. Like I said, if you cannot control your mind, you're just a feather in the wind, waiting to blow you from happy place to sad place. Like I said, and always remember that persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Nothing's going to stop you from being the best version of yourself. Just remember to develop that growth mindset. And that's what this book taught me. It taught me so much about developing a big mindset and a big growth mindset to be the best version. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.